Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is the Empress Fairy. Now I've been on quite a long break, so I'm only like getting back to filming only because there's a lot of things going on in my life. But enough of that. For today's reading, I'm basically going to read about not necessarily predictions, but more like advice or things that you can keep in mind for the month of June of 2022. Okay, so there are 4 groups for you to choose from. So there are 4 crystals in front of me. So we have the first group, second group, third group, and the fourth group. So we have the first one being represented by the rose quartz. And then we have the second group being represented by the blue agate. Yeah. And then we have the third pile, which is the clear quartz. And then the fourth one is the red jasper. Okay. So take all the time that you need to choose your own respective piles. Pause this video if you have to, but once you have selected your pile, there will be timestamp in the description of this video. So I will see you in your piles. See you. Hi there, group 1. If you chose the rose quartz, then this is going to be your reading on advice or things that you need to keep in mind for the month of June 2022. So I have already pre-shuffled your oracle card, and today we will be using the, what's the name of this? The Wonderland Tarot. The Wonderland Tarot deck to read some aspects of your June 2022 month. And then we're going to finish off the reading with a little bit more of oracle card. So I already pre-shuffled this just to save time, but I will be shuffling the tarot card in front of the camera. Before we actually start the reading, so I just want to set a reminder that this is a general reading. This is not a personal reading. So just keep in mind that not everything that you're going to hear in this reading will resonate. So I would say use your intuition. If you feel like you resonate with some of the messages that you hear and you feel like it's for you, then you can take them. If you feel like there are some messages that don't resonate, where you feel like it that somehow is not relevant to you, then that means those messages are not for you. So at the bottom of like at the base of it, make sure you use your intuition in deciding which message is for you and which message is not. Okay. All right. So we're going to start off with this 3 oracle card that basically going to represent your general energy for June of 2022. So we're going to look at the first one, which is a major arcana card, and that is represented by the Hermit card. Okay, so that's card number 9 in the tarot, and it's the Hermit. And then we also have Perception. If you hear sound, I don't know if you can hear sound in the background because this is supposed to cancel background noise, but if you can hear it, it's my cat. So this is the Perception card. Green color represent the heart chakra. Oh, and we also have green in the Hermit card. So maybe working on your heart chakra, it will be an important thing in June. And then we also have Freya with the message there, boldness at the bottom. So Freya is a goddess from the Norse mythology. I think she is the goddess of love, ruler of war or something. So strong energy. So right off the bat, I think the month of June for you personally, well, for everyone that is watching this group, is that it's important for you to look within. So the hermit mode doesn't necessarily mean that you need to spend the entire month alone, cut off yourself from your social circle. It doesn't mean that. It basically means that maybe in the month of June, you need to spend more time looking within with the purpose of finding your own strength. Maybe you have that problem, or maybe you have that difficulties to notice your own strength, to notice your own I don't know, like what is your power in that sense, like what you're good at, or what is your strength, or what exactly are the things that you're trying to manifest. Like when you say like, oh, I want to manifest financial freedom, what exactly, like why exactly do you want to manifest financial freedom? Is it just because you want to have a lot of money, or is it because of something else? Like, oh, if I have financial freedom, then I can focus on helping other people because I want to live my life in service of others. So like that kind of thing. So in June with this hermit mode, I think it's about looking within to find a new perception about what exactly do you want, or what exactly is your strength. And it's interesting because rose quartz is also good for the heart chakra as well. So so I guess this is something that is going to be very important for you to look into. And then with Freya being the goddess of love, so it could be you looking into how much you love yourself. And when you realize about your own self-love, then it's going to change the love that you have in all other areas of your life, like your love for your partner, or your love for your friends, or your love for your families, or your love for your pets, whatever it is, anything that involves relationship, either with yourself or with other people. So I think like the June 2020 month is good for you to just have an idea of what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what exactly is your strength, what exactly are you trying to manifest, like what are the desires that you're trying to manifest to represent at its core. Like if you want to manifest a certain person, like a specific person into your life, is it that person that you want, or is it a specific emotion or memories that you've had, or idea that you had with that person that you're trying to manifest? If so, can you achieve it with anyone else, or must it be with only that person? Same thing with jobs as well. If you're trying to manifest a specific job, is it really that specific job that you want, or is it something that something that you believe the job can offer, that maybe instead of trying to manifest a specific job, you instead focus on what you can gain from that job, so that you give more room to the universe to give what's best for you, that maybe even better, that can give you even more of the things that you desire. So I have a feeling that the month of June is about you looking within to recognize what are your strengths, what are your desires, what are the reason of you trying to manifest a certain things or a certain person in your life. And then I think from there, you will be able to understand yourself better. You will be able to get a new perception about what exactly do you want, or what exactly is your strength in life. And then of course, once you understand this, then you're going to have more power to actually pursue and manifest your desire. So that is like what I'm seeing overall for the month of June, the general energy that is. So the next part of the reading, we're going to look into specific areas. So that's where the tarot card comes in. I will be looking into 3 areas of your life. So we're going to be looking at your relationship. It's not necessarily romantic relationship. It could be, it depends on the cards that will come up, but it can be any type of relationship. It can be relationship with your family, with your friends, with your colleagues. So basically any relationship that you have in your life, this can be represented in this aspect of your life. And then we will be looking into career/studies. So depends. If you are still studying, then it's going to be more on the studies. If you are already working, then it's just going to be focusing on your career. If you are studying and working at the same time, then it could cover both. And then the third aspect of the reading that we're going to be looking at will be your well-being. So the well-being can be physical well-being, can be mental and emotional, can be spiritual. So it can be any aspect of well-being. Again, depends on what cards come out for that. So, so again, I'm not doing a prediction because I believe that you are the author of your own life. You can shape your month in whatever way that you want it to, but I think this is more like advice. Sometimes when advice comes up, there might be like slight prediction in there, but just keep in mind that whatever that, like, this is just a card, you know, that don't really have any magical power. I'm just channeling through the cards. So whatever that the cards say, it's not set in stone. That's why I try to avoid doing prediction. Instead, I look at it more like advice or things that you can keep in mind. So let's look at the first part of your life for June, which is the relationship aspect. So like, what do you need to keep in mind, or what kind of advice does your spiritual team have for you when it comes to your relationship in June? Okay, so let's see. For group 1, what is the advice for their relationship in June of 2022? Right. Okay. I'm just going to get one more card. Oops. Okay. Okay, so we have the Chariot, and we also have the Ten of Swords. Okay. So for some of you, I'm hearing that maybe in the past you've had some difficulties in your relationship. I'm sure you will know with who, because it's going to be different for everyone. So it could be you have an argument, or you have some difficult situation that you're in with your best friend, or maybe you have some major argument with your parents or your siblings or relatives, or maybe you had some really terrible thing, like maybe someone betrayed your trust, or maybe someone threw you under the bus, or something like that. So like, whatever it is, like maybe you've experienced something that was not pleasant in one or more of your relationship. And I feel like in this June month, especially, I feel like that cycle of feeling like you're the victim is coming to an end with the Ten of Swords being here, because, you know, with the 10 card, especially with the Ten of Swords, even though the Ten of Swords can be quite a heavy energy, but it is also at the end of a cycle. So it, like, you can see that although that there are dark clouds in this card, and then you can see the man at the bottom there with the flamingos stepping on it, but you can also see at the back of the horizon, like the dark cloud is clearing up, like you can start seeing the sun rising again. So it's like the end of a cycle. And I feel like whatever difficulties that you have been through the past month, or even a few months ago, is coming to an end, where, especially with the Chariot card being here, I feel like it's going to push you through this cycle, push you through and out of this cycle. It allows you to find your strength into what exactly do you want, what exactly do you desire, and what exactly you're trying to manifest. So I feel like it's going to help push you through out of this victim state of feeling like you're the victim of the relationship, but you're finally taking charge. You finally taking more control of your own narrative, and you're trying to find your strength again, find your mojo back. So I feel like that is kind of like the areas in your relationship that will be like a main focus, or a message that is coming through for you, is that you will push through. You will push through You will get on this train and then get to the next station that's going to bring you in a much better place. So I feel like whatever difficulties that you may be experiencing with when it comes to your relationship, is that coming back to this is that work on looking within rather than trying to think about, oh my God, this person should have done this, or I should have done that, or why must this happen, or why did I do that, or why does they say that, you know, it doesn't matter because you can't change the past. What you can do is learn from the past. So what I'm feeling is that this is actually is telling you to learn from the past. Stop holding on to the past because you can't change them. No one can. It's pointless to keep holding on to the past. That doesn't matter how good the memory was, it's in the past. So the best thing that you can do is, if it's a good memory, appreciate that it happened, be grateful that it happened. But if there are some pains in that memory, then just accept it, learn from it, and let it go and move on with your life, with the Chariot being here. And I feel like that is the main message coming through when it comes to your relationship. Maybe there's someone in your life that you were not able to let go, or maybe there's someone in your life that you're wishing to come back or apologize to you or anything like that. I think there's a clear message here of like, the most important thing is that you need to forgive yourself. Like maybe you can't forgive yourself for allowing that to happen in the first place, but I think there's a message for you here is look within, forgive yourself. What exactly was the reason that you're not able to forgive yourself? Find that reason and let that go. Learn from it, let it go, and then you will be able to move on and you will realize that things will feel lighter. Like all of these freaking flamingos will get off your back and then you can see the sunrise. So that is like the message when it comes to your relationship. So I'm sure you will know what relationship I'm talking about, because as I said, it's going to be different for everyone. So if you feel like this is something that involve your family, then you will know. If it involve your friends or your romantic partners or even your colleagues, then you will know. So whatever it is, learn from it, let it go, and push forward from it. You need to get yourself out of that victim energy, because you cannot stay as a victim forever. You need to take charge of your own life. Okay, you need to take charge of your own energy. You have the power. You are a lot more stronger. You are a lot stronger than you give yourself credit. So you need to be able to see that. And that's where the Hermit comes in, is for you to be able to see your own strength, and then to get this perception that you're a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for, and then you'll be able to push through and try to manifest the life that you actually want. So that is the advice when it comes to your relationship. Now let's look at the next aspect of your life, which is the career and studies. So for group 1, what is the message for their career and studies? Career and or studies. And let's get one more card. Oops. Oh, you got 2 cards. Okay, so I get 3, I guess. Okay, so we have the first card being the 10 of Cups. Love to see that. And then we have the Queen of Swords. And we also have the Hangman, even though it's a lobster. Is it focusing? Yeah. Okay. So this is, I think this is beautiful. It doesn't matter if you are studying or if you're working or if you are doing both at the same time. I feel like there are some emotional fulfillment that you get from your work or studies. Maybe you have always wanted to do this job, or maybe it started out a bit difficult, but now you kind of like get the groove of it and you start to find the joy in the studies or in this career. So I feel like there are some level of emotional fulfillment that is coming, or it could be an advice for some of you. It could be an advice of looking for this emotional fulfillment in this month of June. Try to look for like, what are the areas of your studies or the areas of your work that bring you the most fulfillment? Like, is it the project that you do, or is it the people that you associate with, or is it the opportunities that you can get from it? So what are the areas that bring you emotional fulfillment? Because I feel like that can actually help you in maybe not feeling too burdened by your responsibilities or by your tasks at work or at school. Okay. And then with the Queen of Swords being here, it doesn't matter if what's your gender identity. The Queen of Swords is more like an energy. So I feel like once you have the idea of what brings you emotional fulfillment in your studies or in your work, it allows you to see things a lot clearly as well. Like, you will be able to communicate your needs at work or at school a lot more effectively. And then I feel like you are able to see things clearly and not be biased, or you can see things clearly and maintain a good level of professionalism, either with your colleagues or with your course mate or schoolmate. And then with the Hangman being here, I feel like there's also an advice of not rushing into conclusion or not rushing into things. Like, maybe give yourself time to actually get clarity in a certain situation. So let's say if you heard rumors about your colleagues or about someone that is in the same university as you or in the same college as you, and maybe you have the tendency to jump into conclusion, or you get emotional and then you want to jump into conclusion. I feel like there is a message here to not let that happen, to pause, to take a pause. So whenever you feel like, oh my God, this person does this, seriously? No, that's like the message is like, slow down, take a step back, make sure that you gain some mental clarity on the situation, make sure you are able to see things in as many perspectives as you can, which is kind of interesting because it brings back to the perception card over here, and then be able to understand things from multiple perspectives before you jump into conclusion. So in other words, don't be impulsive when it comes to your career and studies. Like, make sure that you have the clarity, the mental clarity. Make sure that you communicate. If there are things that you're not clear about, make sure you ask questions. If there are things that you're not sure about, or you're not sure if it's true, or you're not sure if you're doing it right, make sure you communicate this, and make sure you communicate this effectively as well, in ways that will not come across badly, or not come across as argumentative or anything like that. Make sure you communicate it effectively. Make sure you put in some level of compassion. And if you have a problem doing that, then that's where the Hangman comes in. Make sure you take a little bit of a pause. Make sure that you're not acting out of anger. Make sure you're not acting out of frustration. Make sure you're not acting out of anxiety. Take a few deep breaths. You can consult other people that you trust for advice, or you can journal about it first, or you can meditate on it first. Try to find that emotional fulfillment, or what type of emotional fulfillment that you want out of this situation that you're in. And then remember the energy of Freya with being the goddess of love, and then going forward into that direction of love. So there is that energy of being able to understand things from different perspectives, finding emotional fulfillment in what you do, may it be in your career or in whatever that you are studying. having the mental clarity in everything that is going on. Don't be impulsive. Don't rush into things. Make sure you take a pause to reflect. Make sure you take a pause to communicate if there are some confusions. Make sure you understand things from different perspectives before you jump into conclusion. That way, I feel like it can help you gain better clarity, and that will create a better environment as well in where you study or where you work. And I think that can add on to you having that emotional fulfillment in your work life or in your study life or both. Okay, so that is the area of career and studies that I'm seeing for you in the month of June 2022. Okay, so the last part that we're going to be looking at will be your well-being. Okay, so this can be any type of well-being. So let's see, for group number 1, what is the message that they need to hear for their well-being in the month of June 2022? I feel like this card wants to come out, so I'll take it. Let's get one more card. Okay, whoops. Fell down. Wait. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords, and we also have the Fool. Okay, so I feel like whatever that is going on in your relationship, in this aspect of life, is affecting your well-being. Because it feels like the energy relates to that. And I also noticed that in every aspect of your life, there's a major arcana. So we have the Chariot in relationship, and we have the Hangman for career and studies, and we also have the Fool for your well-being. So there are some major aspects that we can see here in June, in all aspects of your life for June. So the spiritual and the well-being aspect for June. So we have the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords definitely talks about emotional pain, like being heartbroken about something, needing to heal from a very painful experience, like an emotional pain mostly. Maybe this heartbreak or this feeling of betrayal is to the point where you can't see things clearly. Maybe it's very painful that it's clouding your judgment, which kind of like brings back to the Ten of Swords there. So I feel like there's a very strong relationship or strong overlap between what's going on in your relationship and what's going on in your spiritual well-being. So with the Three of Swords being here, I think that there are some healing that you need to do, which I think is in like on brand with the overall energy of you having to look within to find a different perspective to get out of the victim energy here, so that you can find your strength, so that you can move towards the energy of love, so that you can figure out what exactly do you desire and try to manifest that instead. So there is that message here as well, with the Fool being here as well. So it's about identifying what exactly is still hurting. Like when, let's say when someone betrayed your trust, there could be many different things that is upsetting. Like maybe because it doesn't meet your expectation, it's not what you expected, it's disappointing, it's painful, it's sad, it's angry. So there's a lot of mixed emotion that goes into it. So I feel like the message for your well-being aspect for June is to look into your heart, because again, Three of Swords, there is a picture of heart there, because it is about emotional pain. Is to look into your heart and find out what is it that needs healing. So it's still coming back to looking within. So what exactly that what exactly that needs healing? what exactly that that is still, sorry, what exactly that still need a lot of attention in your heart. So once you figure that out, it's a matter of taking that leap, which is, again, we can go back to even Freya is standing on a chariot, and then you have the chariot card here as well. So once you figure out exactly where is the source of this emotional pain, then you will be able to charge towards in healing that, into healing that direction. And I feel like how you go about doing this, again, it might be different for everyone. For some of you, I'm hearing that you probably need a vacation just to get yourself out of that environment, just to reset your mind, just to get a new perspective, just to be able to feel refreshed. And I'm hearing for some of you, maybe you want to change your diet, you know, take care of the health, the fitness, go to the gym, or find a new way to do exercise just to get that frustrating energy out of your system. It's going to be different for everyone. For some of you, it might be a creative outlet. Maybe you want to draw something, or maybe you want to play music, or maybe you want to start dancing, which, you know, can also be a physical thing. So whatever is a healthy outlet for you to go to get this emotional pain off your chest, definitely go do that. Definitely go into that direction. Definitely take action to go into that direction. And I think like that's definitely going to help you with your general well-being for June. So there's definitely the message of, yes, there are some things that you still need healing from, but it's not going to get better unless you do something about it. Like if you continue to be in a victim state, you're not going to be in the right mind of trying to make things better. Because once you don't get me wrong, like of course you can be a victim to a certain situation, and some situation really is very, very difficult to get out of. But at the end of the day, you can get help from people, but you need to make the decision to get help from people. So at the end of the day, it still comes from you. It still needs to come from you. You need to make the decision that, yes, I need professional help, or yes, I need to reach out to people that I trust to help me, or I can take care of it myself. I'm just going to go do and find a healthy way and do a bit of research and find a healthy way to get better on my own. So whatever that works for you, definitely go into that direction. But the first step is to make that decision of wanting to get better, just for the sake of your own well-being, basically. So the overall month of June, I think it has a lot of healing your heart. It has a lot about looking inwards. It's a lot about identifying what exactly do you want, and then go into that direction from there. Okay, so before we finish your reading, group one, I'm just going to do one last oracle just for like final advice. This is from the oracle of the fairies. And we're just going to get, I don't know, one or two cards, depending on how many comes up, but probably this one. Okay. So let's see, for group one, what are final messages that will be useful for their June? Oh, two cards fell down, so I guess you got two. So the first one is look in a book. Whatever your question right now, you will find the answer in a book. The words you find will bring the insight you seek. So this is the card. And that is the word. If you want, you can pause that. And another one is flourish. The lotus flower fairy tells you to learn from experience and shed your inner light on any unclear areas of your life or those of others. So that is the fairy. Is it focusing? Yes. And that is the word. You can pause it if you want. Okay. So I feel like that is pretty much relevant, especially the flourish card, where it's about looking at your inner lights and let that inner lights shine through, and then so that you can get more clarity in certain areas of your life. And then with this look in a book card, I feel like it's not necessarily have to be a literal book. It could just be, you know, doing your research about like the things that I mentioned, like doing research about things that will work for you. Maybe you wanna try a new type of diet, or maybe you wanna try a new type of fitness routine, anything that works, or you can look for advice from other people, or you can do a bit more of a soul searching thing that can work too. So whatever that you feel will work, that will be the areas that you can try. So that's what I think this additional message is for you. All right, group one, that is your reading for June 2022. So I hope some of the messages in this reading resonate, if not most of it. And if you feel like there are other people in your life that could benefit from this reading, definitely share this video with them. Thank you so much for watching my video. Do give it a like if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you haven't already and you want to see more videos from me. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Hi there, group two. If you chose the blue agate stone or crystal, then this will be your reading for the month of June 2022. I have pre-shuffled your oracle card just to save time. And then today we will be using the Wonderland Tarot. Yes, the Wonderland Tarot. I keep forgetting. It's like Tarot of Wonderland or Wonderland Tarot. It's Wonderland Tarot deck to look at the different aspects of your life for the month of June 2022. And then after that, we're going to finish off with a little bit more of oracle card. But before I start this reading, I just want to give a reminder that this is a general reading. This is not a one-to-one reading. So not everything that I say in this video will resonate to you. So this is where I ask you to use your intuition in deciding what message is relevant to you and what message is just not meant for you. So be your own judge there on deciding like which one is for you, which one is not for you. Take the one that is for you. You can not take anything that is not meant for you, because this is a general reading after all. So use your intuition more than anything. So for June 2022, this three oracle card will represent the general energy of the month of June. And then it's going to relate a lot. I guess it depends on what we get in the tarot deck, but it's going to be like the overall theme. I'm not really looking into doing prediction that much, but some prediction might come out, but I am focusing more on advice or things that you need to keep in mind for the month of June. Okay, so the first oracle, well, it's not really an oracle, it's a major arcana deck. So the first card that we have is the moon. So this is going to be like the general energy of the month. And then there is prayer. So the color yellow represent the solar plexus chakra. And I'm seeing some yellow here as well. The moon card has yellow and blue, which we have blue here and yellow here. So maybe your throat chakra also needs some healing, not just your solar plexus. And then we have, I don't know how to pronounce this, but Siwangmu. I don't know. I might be wrong with the first part. Siwangmu with a message of renewal. But she is a goddess, a Chinese goddess. Wait, is it not focusing? New? You can sort of see it, I think. It's focusing more on the blue agate rather than the card. Maybe if I block the blue agate. No, it's still not focusing. This camera does this sometimes, so it doesn't focus very well. But yeah. This is the card. Okay. So the general energy of June 2022 for group number 2. I feel like there's a lot of kind of like a continuation from how you're feeling in May, where maybe not necessarily May, it could have actually been longer than that. For some of you, it might have been for a few months, but I feel like you have felt a bit lost lately, or maybe you have felt like you have lost your ways, or you sidetrack from what it is that you want to do, and you feel like you're not sure what to do right now, or you feel like nothing makes sense or anything like that. And I feel like there is an energy here that tells you that you'll be fine. You will be fine if you actually want to find your way again. So with the renewal card being here, I feel like it is telling you that it's okay to start over, or it's okay to pick up where you left off to find your way again and then get back on track. So the choice is up to you. Do you want to start over, or do you just want to find a way back and then just start where you left off? So this can be anything. This can be emotional journey. It can be your healing journey or your fitness journey. Maybe you've been trying to get into a fitness routine. Maybe you want to go to the gym, like, I don't know, 3 times a week, or maybe you want to do yoga every day, or maybe you want to try out a new diet. Maybe you want to do like a vegan diet or vegetarian diet, or maybe you want to cut out sugar from your diet, and then you just suddenly stop doing that and you feel like, oh man, I sidetrack from what I want. And I think there's an energy here that say that you can start it again, or you can just completely start anew, like a different thing altogether. It's okay. It's okay to do that. It doesn't make you a failure. It doesn't make you any less worthy than you are. So I think there's an energy of, don't be too hard on yourself, that it's okay to restart. It's okay to just pick things off where you left off. So I feel like with the combination of the prayer card being here, especially that it's being represented by the solar plexus, I feel like you need to regain your confidence again to start. So maybe you feel like, oh man, I stopped working, and then you just lost any sense of motivation or confidence to do it, because now you feel like, oh, what's the point? I'm not going to be able to do it anyway. So I think there's that message of that asks you to stop feeling like that, and just, if you want to get back on track, or if you want signs or you want ideas to start something completely new altogether, just know that you can pray for it, or you can ask the universe for it. Whatever is the best medium for you. If you are a religious person, then you can pray to your God, or if you are more into spirituality, then you can do any type of like divination, or maybe you can, if you read tarot yourself, then you can read tarot on your own, or you can meditate on it just to speak to your higher self or anything like that. Whatever way that works for you, basically, just to help you find your way again, so that on a physical level, on a 3D level, you are more aware. Because I feel like right now you feel a bit lost, like with the moon being here. I think that you feel a bit lost, where you're not sure where you're headed. You feel like everything is very hazy, like everything is a bit lost, like a bit lost, a bit like you're not sure if you're doing the right thing, like you're not sure if you can trust your intuition. And I think the message is you can trust your intuition. You just need to make sure that you are able to hear your intuition. So I feel like that is where renewing of your energy might be important as well, especially with paying attention to your spiritual side. So spiritual side can be the religion that you practice, or it can just be spirituality. So it doesn't matter. Okay, that like doesn't matter what is the spiritual practice that you believe in, but whatever that works for you, basically. So pay attention to that. Try to get more into it so that you can find your way again. So I think June is about you finding your way again or renewing your energy in whatever areas of your life that you want. I guess we will get more information when we go into the tarot later, but it is telling you that you can renew, you can start over, or you can just pick up from where you left off, and it's okay. If you feel lost, that is okay. Just ask for direction from the angels or from the higher self or from the universe or from your God. Doesn't matter. Just ask, just pray for it, and then trust that they will guide you back into the right track. So even if you feel like you are sidetracked, even if you feel like that you are lost, things don't usually happen by accident. There's usually a reason for it. Maybe there's something that you need to learn first before you go back into your track. So maybe that's what you can pray for. Like, what is the lesson that I need to learn over here? Please make it clearer, or something like that, so that you can learn it and then go back to where you left off, or completely start a new thing. Okay, maybe there's a message for you. Maybe there's a reason why you got sidetracked. So find out why, learn the lesson that you need to learn, and then you can decide, do I want to restart this exact same thing, or do I want to start something fresh, completely all together? And just know that there's no right or wrong here. You just do whatever that is best for you. Do whatever that feels right for you. It's not going to be the same for everyone, okay? So that is like the general energy that I'm seeing for the month of June for you. So now we're going to be looking into the different aspects of your life. I will be looking into 3 aspects of your life. So I'm going to look at your relationship. It can be romantic relationship, but not necessarily. It can be any type of relationship. So it can be family, it can be friends, it can be colleagues, literally any type of connections that you have in your life. And then apart from that, I will also look into career or studies, depending if you are working or if you are studying, or if you are studying and working at the same time. So we're going to look any messages for June in that aspect of your life. And then the last part will be your well-being. So your well-being can be your physical well-being, emotional, mental well-being, spiritual well-being, any of those things. So we're going to start off with the relationship first, okay? So for group 2, what is the message, advice, things that they need to hear for their relationship in the month of June? So I'm going to get one more card. I'll try to get 2 cards for each aspect, unless more cards fell out. So for group 2, what message do they need to hear for their relationship? Okay, you got 3 for this one. I'm going to take this one as well. So we have the 3 of Cups, and we have the 9 of Pentacles. It's not focusing. Hello. There you go. And we also have the King of Wands. Okay. So let me try to arrange this. So for the month of June, when it comes to your relationship in your life, I do feel like it's probably a good month for your connections. I feel like you are being either you are being celebrated, or you are celebrating people in your life, or both. Okay. The King of Wands here, I think, represent you. It feels like it represents you. It doesn't matter what gender you identify as. The King of Wands is basically just an energy that is being represented. So I feel like you are a very wise person in your connection, doesn't matter with who, but I feel like you have a very wise energy with you. You are probably gaining some confidence. Maybe if you work on this, you can gain more confidence about yourself, and that will actually affect your energy in your connections as well, because now you feel like you have your mojo back, you know. So, and that's probably going to give you more reason to celebrate with your friends or families or your lover or your colleagues. And I think that by improving on your confidence, by improving on your own energy of finding back whatever that you feel like you sidetracked from, or understanding the reason on why you sidetrack, I think will definitely help you in your connection, will actually help you have healthier relationship, not just with yourself, but with people around you as well. Because now you are not trying to hide so much, because you're not lost, because you don't feel lost anymore. You're starting to find yourself, and that leads to you feeling a lot more confident in your own power. And I think that will put you in the King of Wands energy. So the advice here is celebrate yourself, celebrate your friends, celebrate your family, celebrate the people in your life, and celebrate yourself as well. And I feel like that can improve the relationship that you have in your life as well as with yourself. And that can actually make you feel good about yourself. And I think that can brings you a lot more confidence in your life. And then I think the energy that's going to bring you will put you in a more, I would say, like a lot more powerful energy in general. I am hearing almost, it's not extremely strong, but there is a message of careful not to overdo it, because then you might come across as cocky, or you might come across as overconfident or anything like that. So I think it's about finding balance. Okay, it's about finding balance as well. Like, don't just celebrate yourself. Make sure you celebrate other people as well in your life. And don't just celebrate other people in your life. Make sure you also give reason to celebrate yourself. So it's that kind of thing where you need to find the balance, where you're not making everything about you, but at the same time, you're not making everything about other people. So find a balance about between how much of you do you need to put into your connections. So if you manage to find that balance, I think you will have the right amount of confidence to get into this King of Wands energy that is very passionate, that is very wise, that can be a leader. Doesn't matter, leader of your own life or leader of a group, but it gives you that confidence to take charge, or it gives you that confidence to be more present in your connections by celebrating, by being there for people, by not isolating yourself from your friends. And I think this is coming across quite strongly for you in aspect of your relationships for June. So I think by finding your way again, especially if you really are feeling very lost in whatever areas of your life right now, find your way back, understand the reason why things happen the way it is, and then try to celebrate your friends, try to celebrate yourself. That will give you the confidence that you need. I think that is the message or the advice that is coming across very loudly for you, group 2, when it comes to your relationships in June. Of course, find the balance to make sure that you don't project the wrong type of energy to other people. Make sure that you find balance between yourself and other people, so that you can get the right amount of confidence or the right amount of attention that you pay to yourself and to other people. And I think that can improve the relationships that you have with other people in your life. So I think that is a general message for your relationship in the month of June. Now let's move on to your career and studies. So you could be studying, or you could be working, or you could be like studying and working on the side. So whichever group that you're in, so there might be like some relevance to you there. So I'm trying to get one more card here. Okay. So we have another king. So just now you have King of Wands, now you have King of Swords. So you have Temperance. Yeah. And apart from Temperance, you also have King of Swords. So King of Swords and Temperance. So when it comes to your studies or career, I think there's a lot of message here for you to get into a kingly energy. So that means an energy that is confident, energy that is wise, energy that is mature. So I feel like there's a lot of call for you to step up in a way, but not in a stressful way, but just in a believe in yourself more way, because you do have the solar plexus there. And I feel like if you tap into healing your solar plexus, I think you will be able to tap into the King of Wands energy and the King of Swords energy as well, because it gives you the confidence to step up into that mature, confident leadership energy that you definitely have within you. So with the Temperance and the King of Swords being here, I feel like it doesn't matter if you're studying or if you're working or both. I feel like they are also I'm hearing very loudly finding balance between your personal life and your work life, or your study life. So that means don't crash 150% of your life at your work or your studies, because then you will not feel balanced and you're going to feel burned out. So I think and that will actually make you feel more lost in your life. So I think there is a message here to find balance, to have the patience to find the balance as well, and know that it's going to be worth it in the end, and it's going to be very important for you to do this, because this is a major arcana. For some of you, I'm also hearing patience is key in whatever project that you're in. So it doesn't matter if you're in a work project or in a assignment that you have to complete in college or in uni, but I feel like there is a message of patience, because it's going to take a while. But it's going to be very worth it in the end if you actually make sure that you stick through, like you stick to it and persevere through it. So for some of you, it might have a message of finding patience in whatever project that you're in or in whatever assignment that you're in. And for a lot of you, I think it's about finding balance in your life between your personal life as well as your work life or study life or both. So you need to make sure that throughout the month of June that you pay attention to what your needs to find your way back, and make sure that you don't lose the balance, because then you're going to feel suffocated, you're going to feel burned out, you're going to feel anxious, you're probably going to feel depressed, you're going to feel like, what's the point of doing what I'm doing, because I can't find the joy anymore. And it's going to make you feel insecure, because it feels like everyone else is doing well in their life, but why am I feeling like this? I should be happy, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like all of those energy will stay in your life, or will come into your life, or will become stronger in your life if you don't find balance between your personal life as well as your work or studies or both. So I think it's very important every single day you have a me time. Every single day, make sure you find a time to de-stress. How you de-stress is going to be different for everyone. For some people, it might be praying. For some people, it might be meditating. For some people, they might need to draw. For some people, they might need like a creative outlet. For some people, they might need to go to the gym and punch a punching bag just to get everything, like all of the frustration out of their system. So whatever that works for you, whatever that is works for you in a healthy way, I think that is something that you need to pay attention to every single day, and make sure you do it every single day. I remember last year I went to a therapist. I was seeing a therapist, not just last year, even earlier of this year as well. And I had this problem where I felt guilty to take me time, because I feel like I have so many things to do. I have to get those things done first before I pay attention to myself. And that's when my therapist told me, like, why why are you looking at self-care as a privilege or as a reward? And that really hit me because it makes me realize that I've been treating self-care as a reward. Like that means if I do work and I complete my work well, then I will treat myself to some self-care. Or I treat self-care like a privilege, as in I don't have the privilege for self-care because I have so much things to do. So I think my therapist reminded me that self-care is not a privilege. Self-care is not a reward that you give yourself for doing well at work or at studies. Self-care is something like food and water and oxygen. It's something that you need to survive. It's something that you need to go to get through your life. So if you don't do self-care every single day, you are actually causing more trouble for yourself. Like, yes, you might feel stressed that you have a lot of things to do, but if you don't take a time off every day to de-stress, you're just going to make it worse for yourself. You will actually be a lot more productive if you have some me time every single day to de-stress. Now, how you de-stress, like I said, is going to be different for everyone. So I think this message is important for you as well, to keep in mind that self-care is not a privilege. Self-care is not a reward that you give yourself if you finish your work. Self-care is like food and water, is something that you need to take every single day to live a healthy life. So I think with the Temperance card being here, I feel like it's reminding you to find the balance between your own self-care as well as your own work and your studies, to make sure that you don't lose the balance. Make sure you don't drown yourself completely in your work or in your studies to the point where you can't take care of yourself. And I feel like the moment that you are able to find this balance, you will be able to be in this King of Swords energy. And there's also a message here that says that just know that sometimes it takes a while for you to get into the energy of self-care. So that means if, let's say, you get it right the first time and then you don't get it right the second time, don't be too hard on yourself. Know that you can always try again. Self-care, there's no manual book on what works for every single person. There's no like one size fit all. You need to find what works for you. So have patience in finding your own self-care routine that works best for you. And if you can maintain this, if you can pay attention to yourself every single day, you will be in the King of Swords energy, where you will have very clear understanding, like mental clarity, very clear understanding on your tasks. Like you will be mentally, you will not feel lost. You will be a lot more intellectual in making decisions when it comes to your work as well as your studies. You are able to understand things better. You'll be able to communicate things a lot more clearly and a lot more straightforward, and not like in a lot of zigzaggy way. But I think it's very important to get you into the King of Swords energy, and that will actually brings out a lot more maturity from you, and that can help you in your career and your studies. So I think like that is the message that is coming across quite strongly for your career and studies. So that's quite a long message that is coming across here for your career and studies. But there is a feeling of like you are losing balance a little bit when it comes to your studies or your career. And there's a message here that's coming out to ask you to pay attention to this balance and make sure that you don't lose this balance. All right, so that is your career and studies. So the third aspect of your life is going to be your well-being. So it could be spiritual well-being, emotional well-being, physical well-being, anything that might come across. So let's see, for group 2, what message do they have for their well-being in June of 2022? So we have one card there. Let's see, one more. Okay. So we have the Tower. Is it focusing? And then we also have the Four of Wands. Okay. So they are going to be, or maybe you are already in it, a major shift in your well-being. So this could be you realizing some aspect of your well-being is not working. Maybe you completely believe in it, like 100% you believe in this. Doesn't matter if it's spiritual well-being or a certain diet or a certain fitness routine or whatever, you know, or maybe before this you believe in journaling, but then suddenly you feel like I can't find myself to journal anymore, but you're like trying really hard to hold on to it because you feel like like that's the only thing that works. And I feel like the universe is pushing you into looking for other things, or pushing you into a shift. So this is where the renewal energy kind of like comes in again, because the tower talks about a difficult change. You know, it's the tower. It's not an easy thing to go through. It's like the tower moment in your life, but it is a necessary change. So the outcome of the tower is usually good, but going through the tower moments is crazy. And I'm saying that in a difficult way, but not necessarily in a way to scare you, but it is a necessary change that need to happen in your life. So with this coming out in your well-being aspect, that means there are some beliefs that you have when it comes to your well-being, doesn't matter what type of well-being, is no longer serving you. And I think right now the universe or the divine is trying to push you out of that beliefs. So there's going to be a bit of a paradigm shift when it comes to that specific aspect. Maybe it's something to do with your fitness, or maybe something to do with your diet. And then you realize that it's been a completely useless thing, and then but at the same time you're having difficult time accepting that. So now the divine or the universe is trying to like push you out of that beliefs. So there's that paradigm shift, and then whenever that happens, it's very difficult because you have to let go of the things that you've been believing in for so long, and that's not easy to do because it feels like you lost a part of yourself. So again, coming back to this about feeling lost and about asking the universe or your God to help you find your way back. So I feel like the universe is trying to help you, but it's sometimes the universe help you in not necessarily the most straightforward way, and sometimes not in the easiest way as well, because we learn from pain. Whether we like it or not, we learn the most in our difficult situation. We learn the lessons the most through our difficult situation. And I feel like this is one of it for you. So maybe something in your well-being doesn't work. Maybe you used to listen to this spiritual guru for advice, and then suddenly now you feel like I can't trust this person anymore. And then it's like changing your whole belief system. And then it's difficult to go through, but I think it's a necessary thing to go through, because at the end of it, there's a Four of Wands. So that is celebration. That is, for me, Four of Wands is a very happy card. So no matter how difficult this shift is, know that there's a Four of Wands at the end of that obstacle. So that means no matter how difficult it is, do not resist. Allow yourself to go through it. Allow yourself to feel what it needs to feel. Allow yourself to experience what you need to experience. Allow yourself to learn what you need to learn. And you will get to that Four of Wands energy where you are celebrating something new in your life. Like maybe a fitness routine that is a lot better than before. Or maybe you will meet a spiritual guru that is a lot more in line with your values or something like that. So whatever that you shift that you're going through right now, it is difficult, but do not resist it, because the more you resist, the more it will persist, because the universe is not going to take it away until you learn your lesson. So do not resist it. Allow yourself to learn from it. Allow yourself to experience it. Get help if you need to. Talk to someone that you can trust if you need to, but just allow yourself to go through it. Ask the universe to help you. The universe will be there to help you if you ask for it. And then just know that at the end of that tunnel, it might take the whole month. It might even just take half of the month. It really depends on your journey. Then there's that Four of Wands at the end of that particular wave. So trust the journey. Trust that no matter what happened, you will end up in the right place, in exactly where you need to be, when you need to be at. So I think that's the message there when it comes to your well-being. Doesn't matter what type of well-being, I feel like you will know for your own specific life. All right, so before we end the reading, I'm just going to get one more from the Oracle card. So this is the Oracle of the Fairy, Oracle of the Fairies deck. And I'm probably going to get one card unless two cards comes out, but it's going to be like the final message for you for the month of June. Okay, so for group 2, what is final message that they need to hear for the month of June? What is the final message? Oops, okay, one fell out. Light. The fairy queen of light comes to shed love and light onto your current situation and to remind you that light can penetrate the darkness. I think this sums up everything that I've mentioned in this. It's not focusing. I feel like this sums up very, very well everything that is in the reading so far, about you feeling lost, about you feeling like you're not being able to find your way, but know that the divine is there, the universe is there to help you to shed light. So this is the message. You can pause it if you want to. And then basically to help you, like the help is there. You will understand why things happen. You will understand why all of this is happening the way it needs to happen. And know that there are no such thing as called coincidence. If things are happening in a very surprising way or unexpected way, it's not a coincidence, it's supposed to happen. That means there's something that the universe wants you to experience. So just believes that, just have the beliefs that things are happening the way it should be happening. Don't resist the lesson that you need to learn, because the more you resist, the more the same thing is going to happen over and over again, because the same thing will continue to happen until you learn your lesson. So please don't resist, embrace it, no matter how difficult. Embrace it, allow yourself to feel it, so that you can push past through that sort of emotion or experience, excuse me. All right, group 2. That is all that I have for you. So I hope that some of the message here resonate with you, if not most of it. If you know anyone in your life that could benefit from this reading, then definitely share this video with them. If you enjoyed this reading, do give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed and you want to see more videos from me, then subscribe to the channel. But other than that, this is where I will leave you. I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, group 2. Hi, now group 3. If you chose this clear quartz crystal at the start of the video, then this is going to be your reading for the month of June of 2022. Now I have some of your oracle cards already shuffled just to save some time, but this oracle card is going to represent the general energy for June 2022. And then we're going to look at different aspects of your life for in June with a tarot deck, which is the Wonderland Tarot deck. And then we're going to finish it off with some oracle. And before I start, basically just a reminder that this is a general reading. It is not a one-to-one reading. So you might not resonate with everything that I'm going to say in this reading, and that's completely fine. Don't feel pressured to take every single thing that I'm going to say, because it is not a personal reading. So this is why I ask you to use your intuition. If you feel like some of the messages that I mentioned is not relevant to your life, then don't take it. Just take the one that you feel relevant. Okay. So to start off, we're going to look at these cards that's going to represent the general energy for your June 2022. So the first card, by the way, my cat is around. So if my cat start jumping on the table or you can hear sound in the background, that's just my cat. So the first card that you have is the High Priestess. And then you also have Trickery. And the green color represent the heart chakra. So it might be an important chakra for you to heal this month or pay attention to in this month. And then the next card that we have is, I don't know if I will pronounce this correctly, but I'm just going to pronounce it my way, which is Liu Han. I might say that wrong. I'm sorry. But she is a Vietnamese goddess with the message of individuality. Okay. So for the month of June, I feel like there's a message here, a lot of message here about following your intuition, and a lot of message about believing in yourself a lot more. See, my cat is popping up. It's about finding yourself a little bit, following, like believing in your own intuition, and also try to be aware with the lies that not necessarily what others telling you. For some of you that might be true, like being aware with the lies that are being told to you. But what I'm hearing for the most of you is the lie that you tell yourself. Maybe you're telling yourself like, oh, I can't do that. I'm not like this person and that I know that can do it very, very well. Or maybe you're telling yourself like, oh, I can't do that because I'm not good enough. Or I can't do that because I'm not strong enough, not pretty enough, not fun enough, not intelligent enough, or whatever it is that you've been telling yourself. That is like you're tricking yourself into believing that you're not good enough for something. And I think there's a message of like believing in your own intuition, because maybe the desire is there because you feel like you can do it. Maybe like deep down, you know you can do it, but you keep telling yourself, you keep affirming to yourself that you can't do it because for some reason you're not good enough or something like that. So I think for the month of June for you, group 3, I think is for you to look more into yourself with this individuality card here, to tell you that you have what it takes to do whatever it is that you want. But the first step in doing that is that you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in your own strength. You need to believe in your own abilities. Yes, sometimes you might not see the results straight away. Not everything is instant. You know, some things that really matter sometimes really take a long time to get there. But it's not going to get there if you continue telling yourself that you cannot get it, or you're not worthy of getting it, because you are keep on affirming it to yourself until that become your core belief. If that's what you believe, then doesn't matter how much you want it or how much you try it, you're never going to get it, because your core belief is that you think that you're not worthy of it. So I think for the month of June is basically to just stop lying to yourself, stop telling these things to yourself, and actually start affirming things that you want to believe, even if you don't believe it at first. Like maybe you want to participate in a marathon or something, and then you keep telling yourself like, oh, I will never be able to finish that. I'm not fit enough. Instead of telling that to yourself, maybe you need to start telling that I have what it takes. I can do that. And then start taking actions that can fulfill that affirmation. So that, I mean, if you tell yourself that you can do a marathon, you can actually run for however many miles that you want to win, not necessarily to win the marathon, but just to complete a marathon. I think it's just tell yourself that you can do it, and then start taking action that is in alignment with that affirmation. So tell yourself that you can do it, and then get into a fitness routine that can help you accomplish this. Because if you keep telling yourself that you can't do it, then you can't do it. So I think this month of June is about you knowing yourself, you believing more in yourself, and get into your own individual strength, your own individual power to understand what it is that you have been telling yourself that is not working with yourself. Pay more attention to your intuition, and then believe in yourself a lot more in the way you do things, even if it's not the conventional way. Like maybe, oh, you want to exercise this way, but you notice like all of your friends are doing it that way. If you feel like your way works the best for you, then go ahead and do it. At least give it a try. You know, don't feel pressured to just conform into society because that's what everyone thinks going to work best. As long as you're not harming anyone, I don't see why you shouldn't try your way first, just to discover if it works or not. You know, that's where the individuality comes in, that it's you don't feel pressured to fit into the mold of the society. You do things your way first, just to see if it works or not. If it doesn't work, then at least now you know, and you can do something else, that you can find another way that will work. You know, so you don't feel pressured to conform into society. You're okay with doing things differently. You're okay with following your intuition and stop lying to yourself that you can't do something, and actually pay attention to what you need. I feel like this is a very important message for you in June, which is finding your individual strength, following your intuition that can help you find your individuality, and stop lying to yourself by telling all of this negative affirmation to yourself that you're not worthy of something, because you are. Only you can make yourself not worthy of something. No one else can. So if you keep telling yourself that you don't deserve something, then you don't deserve it. It all depends on what you believe at the end of the day. Okay, so that's the general energy of the month. So let's look at the specific area of your life. So we're going to be looking into 3 areas. The first one being the relationship, not necessarily romantic relationship. It could be, depends on what cards that come out. It could be relationship with friends, with colleagues, with families, you know, anyone. And then the second section that we're going to be looking into is your career and or studies. So it really depends. If you are working, then it's going to be more only on your career. If you are studying, then it's more for university and college. If you are studying and working at the same time, then maybe both messages will be relevant. And then we're going to finish it off with the well-being aspect of your life. So it can be physical well-being, emotional, mental, spiritual well-being, anything. So it depends on what cards that come out. So the first one that we're going to be looking into is going to be the relationship one. So this is not really a prediction, although it can be, because but I'm trying to get more message, like what messages, advice, or things that you need to hear for that particular area of your life. I try not to do prediction too much because I believe that you are the author of your own life. You can take control of your own narrative. So I don't try to do prediction, but I try to take some advice or messages for that particular area. But sometimes those advice and messages come out with prediction because that's the only way it can be delivered. So I guess we'll see what we get. So let's see, for group 3, what are the things that they need to know for their relationship in June 2022? For group 3, what is the message? What are the messages that they need to hear for their relationship for June? I'm going to take the top one, but not the rest, because that's too many. Okay, so let's continue. One more, unless 2 cards fell out, but I'm aiming for one more. Oops. Okay. All right, so the first card that we have is the Moon. And the second card that we have is 4 of Wands. I really like seeing 4 of Wands in relationships because I always look at that as like the good omen for relationship. Okay, with the Moon card being here, sorry. With the Moon card being here, I feel like there's a lot of, or maybe not a lot, maybe there are one or more, depends on each individual that is watching this group. maybe there are some relationships in your life, may it be romantic or platonic, that you feel like you're not gaining clarity. Like maybe you feel like everything is very vague, like everything is on a mental level, but you're not really seeing much on a 3D level. Like you feel like there's connection on a like a intellectual level, but you're not seeing anything in a physical level. And then you start questioning yourself, like, am I going crazy? Is this for real? I think that in a way, this leads back to the High Priestess here, where you should follow your intuition about what you think about that particular relationship in your life. So again, it could be anything. Sorry, I just have to take my cat because she looks like she's going to jump on the table. So it can be anything, really. It can be your friends. Maybe there's like this friend that has been very vague with you, and you're like, I think we're friends, but I'm not sure if we're friends. Or maybe it's someone that you're dating. Like, I think this person likes me, but now I'm not too sure if this person likes me because there's not really a physical evidence, but I can feel it. I'm hearing this message of urging you to trust your intuition, to trust your gut feeling. Usually, if it comes from a place of fear, it is not your intuition. Okay. If it comes from a place of fear, that's your anxiety. So if, let's say, every time you think about it, you feel insecure or you feel anxious, then that is your anxiety talking to you. If it's your intuition, it's going to feel more calm. Okay, it's going to feel more calm. It's going to feel more solid, I guess. So that's how, like, in case you don't know how to tell apart between your anxiety and your intuition, that's one way. But I feel like for all of the connection in your life that you feel a bit vague, you feel like there's not enough physical evidence that they are a connection, I think there's a message here to follow your intuition into the nature of that relationship. Just trust that in time, okay, that's very important. When the time is right, you will be directed into the right path and you will gain clarity on the situation. Now, no matter what is the outcome, I think it's going to lead to you feeling happy about your relationship, regardless of the outcome. So let's say if you're dating someone and you're not sure, this person is being vague, I don't know if this person like me, and at first you follow your intuition into thinking that, yeah, I like this person, I think this person likes me back. And then let's say you take action and then suddenly that person not being responsive or anything like that, or maybe they're just emotional, like they like you, but they have a lot of healing to do and they're just emotionally unavailable. So whatever the outcome is, or maybe that person end up confessing that they do like you too, and then you end up getting in a more serious relationship. So whatever the outcome is, it is something to be celebrated. If it's if you end up realizing that, oh, we can't have a physical connection with this person, then celebrate that because you discovered the truth. You followed your intuition, you followed your guts, you discovered the truth yourself rather than telling lies to yourself to convince yourself to believe something that is not true. So that is something to be celebrated. It might not be easy to celebrate something like that, but it is something to be celebrated. If you find out the truth and things works in your favor, ow, and sorry, my cat just scratched my face, and things works in your favor, then more power to you. So I feel like when it comes to your relationship, there are especially relationship that you feel is very vague in your life, like you're not sure what is the nature of this relationship. Are we good? Are we on talking terms? And all of those things. I feel like there's a message of following your intuition and allowing the divine planning to reveal things to you when the time is right, and take the necessary actions based on that. So it's about being very intuitive and following what may work for you by following your intuition. But of course, make sure that you know how is intuition and anxiety is different, how they sound different in your head. You can give them names if you want to, if that works. You know, maybe you want to name your anxiety Karen or something, and name your intuition Patricia or something. And then whenever Karen start talking, and then you're like, shut up, Karen. You know, and when Patricia start talking, you kind of like, oh, hi, Patricia. You know, whatever works, whatever that works. Okay, so follow your intuition. Know that when the time is right, you will get more clarity. And then whatever the outcome is, it is something that you can celebrate. I feel like for most of you, it's for the relationship that feels a little bit vague in your life, but you're not sure what is the nature of this connection. Are we on talking terms? Are we not on talking terms? Are we liking each other? Am I feeling it's being reciprocated, or are you just emotionally unavailable? Like, there's a lot of questions sometimes. So just trust in the process. Trust that when the time is right, you will know. I know it's a bit annoying when people say that, like, oh my God, can you just trust the divine timing? And then you'll be like, I've been trusting the divine timing, but it's always been vague. Just know that when that happens, it usually means that you're not in the energy to know the truth yet. So maybe there are other things that you need to heal first, or maybe there are other things that you need to learn first, that before you can actually know what you actually want to know. So have a little bit of faith, follow your intuition. If your intuition is telling you that you need to work on yourself first before you can get clarity in that connection, then work on yourself first. Okay, celebrate yourself first. Maybe it's more about celebrating yourself rather than celebrating other people, you know, so, or it could be both, celebrating yourself and other people. For some of you, if let's say someone that you know is getting married, I guess that is a confirmation that that's going to be a good day. Or if you yourself is getting married this month, then congratulations, it's going to be a happy day for you. So go into it knowing that everything is going to be okay. I feel like the need to say that because I think it's going to be relevant to some of you. All right, moving on to the career and studies area of your life for June. So let's see, for group 3, what is the message for their career and studies? What is the message for their career and studies? See if I can get one more card. Okay. So, this is the Ace of Cups. And you also have the Two of Cups. This is really nice. I mean, if this come out in the relationship area, I will be very happy for you. But this comes out in the career and career and studies, career and or studies, depending if you are which one you are. So yeah, but it is still beautiful, even though it comes out in a career and studies area of your life. For some of you, you might be starting a new job. For some of you, you might be starting a new position at the same workplace, or you might start like a college or university, or you change college and university, or you are studying, like maybe you graduate from your degree and now you're going to do your master's or PhD or something like that. So like you're starting something. I feel like that's for a lot of you, there is a start of something in your career and or studies. And I feel like even it's not necessarily mean that you change job or you are changing university. It could just be that maybe some of the office mates, maybe some of your colleagues left, and now you have new colleagues. So it feels like a new energy. It feels like a new environment. For those that are studying, it might be that one of the professors left, and now you get a new professor, and this professor bringing in new energy into the university or the college, or it could be both. You know, like where where you are changing job or you are changing university. So you are meeting a lot of new people and you are in a completely new environment. So whichever hat that you're in, know that there is something new that is starting. So apply it in whatever way that is relevant to you. So maybe you have new classmates, maybe you have new colleagues, maybe you got promoted and you're starting a new position in a new office or something like that. Or maybe you are taking a new course that you've never taken before. So something is starting, something new is starting. And I feel like this start is going to be a start of really good emotional journey in terms of your career and your studies. So it feels like it emotionally, it feels good to be where you are in your work or in your studies, even if it's just a little bit. I'm not saying that it's rainbows and sunshine, everything is perfect. Obviously, there are some challenges as well, some stress as well that comes with studying as well as working, but it puts you in a much better emotional journey, or at least as the start of it. It feels nice. It feels like you are on the right track. It feels like this is what you want. It feels like this is something that can grow into something very meaningful, because it is the ace. It is the start of something, and an ace of cups. So that means that's emotional fulfillment, the start of emotional fulfillment. And then you have the two of cups here, which again, talking about union kind of thing. So maybe your colleagues or your boss or your professor or your classmates are exactly what you want them to be, like the type of environment, that you want to work in. Like for the first time, maybe your workplace doesn't feel so toxic, or maybe for the first time you want to study and get things done, and you feel like, yes, this is why I go to college, or this is why I go to university. So I feel like emotionally you will be in a much better place in your workplace or in your university and college, where things just feels like it falls in the right place. Like you are able to work with your colleagues, you are able to work with your classmates, it feels like you have a fresh start emotionally in your workplace, in your office, or in your class, with the people that you are involved with in your workplace as well as your studies. But it does look like for your career and your studies, you are in a much better energy for June. So whatever this is, believes that I think you can rest assured that it's going to be a start of a good chapter in terms of your career and studies for June. So I think if you are going to be in a really, really good positive energy at the start, so that even if there are some stress that might come with the job or that might come with the studies, you are able to cope with it, because emotionally it feels right. Emotionally, it is, you are where you want to be. So I think that's very beautiful, like very beautiful energy to be in terms of your career, in terms of your studies. Now let's look at the last part of the aspect of your life for June, which will be the spiritual aspect. So sorry, not spiritual aspect, well-being aspect. So it can be spiritual well-being, but it can also be fitness well-being, like physical well-being, mental well-being, emotional well-being, all of those things. So let's see, for group 3, what are the messages for their well-being in June? Oh, interesting. We have High Priestess again. Oops. Okay, there's a card that fell down. I'm gonna take that one. Okay, this card fell out as well, so I'm gonna take it because it fell out as I'm putting it to the side. So I'm gonna take that as well. And this card as well. Okay, we actually had this card in the previous pile, but I guess it's for you as well. So the first card that we had is High Priestess, which, this is the second High Priestess after that one. So I think following your intuition is very important for your well-being. And then we have the Six of Pentacles as well that fell out of the deck as I was putting it to the side. And this was the one that fell on my lap just now, which is the Three of Swords. Okay, so let me try to arrange them first so they are all in the frame. Okay, so for your well-being, I guess there's a reason why I accidentally slip up and call it spiritual well-being, because I feel like this is mostly focusing on your spiritual well-being as well. I think it comes back to you finding your intuition, or believing in your intuition, or listening more to your intuition, because I feel like for June at least, paying attention to your intuition is going to be very important for your healing journey, because not just healing journey for yourself, but also healing journey for you and other aspects of your life as well. Because with the Three of Swords being here, I feel like there are areas in your life that you really need to heal from. Maybe there are some emotional pain that you experienced either last month or a few months ago, that needs healing, that you're still not over it, that you're still triggered by it. So I think it still needs healing. I think that also explains why there's the green color of the heart chakra here as well, because that is a thing that you need to heal yourself from. And I feel like this just come to mind is like, maybe for some of you, the thing that you actually need to heal from is this trickery mindset that you have, that you constantly telling yourself that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy enough. I think that is the thing for a lot of you. I think that is the thing that you need to heal from. Heal your heart chakra, get yourself in a space where you believe in your own worth. And again, that brings back to the High Priestess as well, because when you have spent so much time telling yourself that you're not worth anything, or you're not worthy of something good to happen in your life, it's going to be very difficult to just wake up one day and tell like, I deserve happiness, and expect things to just fall into place. It takes time, because you have conditioned your brain into believing that you're not worth it. So in order to shift that mindset, that's where the healing comes into place. And I think that's where the Six of Pentacles comes as well, because it's Six of Pentacles is about giving. Okay, it's about giving and receiving. And I think what you need to, the person that need the most giving and receiving is you from yourself. That means you need to give yourself a lot of attention. You need to give yourself a lot of love, and you need to receive a lot of love and attention from yourself as well. So maybe you need to start paying attention to inner child healing. Maybe you need to start paying attention to getting professional help to maybe help with your anxiety or your depression, or just to get a professional help that can help guide you about all of this negative self-talk that you've been having with yourself, because you are able to achieve, or you are in a position that you can have whatever you want, but only if you feel like you deserve to have it. And to feel like you deserve it, this is where the healing comes in. This is where you need to heal your emotional pain. You need to find out, why are you feeling this way? Is it something from your childhood? Is it because you were raised in an environment that constantly tell you that you don't deserve to have happiness? Like, what exactly is the history here? Now, no one will know this apart from you. So this is your journey that you need to take. So you need to go within, listen. Okay, High Priestess being here too. High Priestess, may I add, is here with the individuality card being here as well. Is telling you to definitely find out, what is it about yourself that needs healing? Where does the trigger come from? Pay attention to your inner child as well. In finding out, because one thing that you need to pay attention to is, because I'm using the Wonderland Tarot card, so that means Alice is a child, right? So that means even though this High Priestess here is a grown woman, but this, for your well-being, this High Priestess is Alice, who is a girl. So doesn't matter what gender you identify as, but it is a representation of your inner child. I mean, your inner child can actually also guide you when it comes to listening to your intuition. But if you have suppressed your inner child for so long, if you have pushed away your inner child for so long, then you're going to need time to give to your inner child. That means your inner child need to receive a lot of love and attention for you, for your inner child to start trusting you again. Yes, your inner child can stop trusting you if you neglected it long enough. So this is where, let's say if you have a problem believing in yourself, that's usually why, because you ignored your inner child for so long to a point where you don't even trust yourself anymore, because your inner child is that fuel that push you forward in life, that allows you to follow the compass of following your joy. So if you have neglected it, then of course you're not going to know what is my joy. And then that's where you're going to go into this mindset of keep telling yourself that you don't deserve what you want, because you keep telling yourself that you're not good enough to get what you want. So please pay attention to your inner child. Give some love and attention to your inner child so that your inner child can heal. I think this is very, very important if you want to improve your life in general, not just for June, but into the future. Okay, I think this is a very integral part of your healing journey. If you don't know how to work with inner child, there's a lot of videos on YouTube that can help you with that, on how to get in touch with your inner child, how to start communicating with your inner child, how to heal your inner child, how to gain your inner child's trust again. How can you make sure that you give your inner child the priority to the point where he or she can trust you again? So inner child healing, I'm hearing that very, very loudly for this pile. So it pretty much overpowers anything else. So I feel like for your well-being, the moment you pay attention to what internally what your inner child need to heal, I think that going to cascade into your fitness, into your diet, into your relationship, into how you feel about yourself. And then you're going to improve your energy into all aspects of your life, and it can help put you in a much better place. So do some heart chakra healing and do some inner child healing. And I think that can get you out of this emotional pain, especially if you constantly tell yourself that you're not worthy of happiness, because everyone deserves to be happy. The only reason why that you don't deserve to be happy is because you tell yourself that you don't deserve to be happy. So you need to change this mindset. But like I said, it's not a mindset that you can change in 1 hour or one night. It is a constant work, because you have been telling yourself for a very, very long time that you don't deserve to be happy. So you cannot expect to just say one time that I deserve to be happy and then expect everything to just magically be okay. It requires work. It requires a lot of unlearning. It requires a lot of learning as well. So pay attention to your inner child. I think that can help you a lot. Okay. All right, group 3. I'm going to finish off your reading with a final oracle card. So it's going to be from the Oracle of the Fairies. So I'm going to get one card unless more than one card fall out as I'm shuffling. But it's going to be like the final message for you for June of 2022. So let's see. For group 3, what is the final message or messages for them for June of 2022? What is the final message for them? Oops, for June of 2022. Okay, you get 2 cards. So the first one is wait for winter. During the colder months, the fairy queen of winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes, as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. And the second one is magical blessings. Whatever you're going through, you are being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairy says you can bless others too. So this is the first card just now. Wait for winter. Oh, in case you want to read it, you can pause. That's the card. And then the second card is this one. Is it focusing? And that's the message. Okay. All right. So what I'm interpreting with this wait for winter, sorry, wait for winter. It might not necessarily mean that you have to wait for winter, especially if you're from like a tropical country where there's no winter. I think it's just basically means that it means that your healing journey is not something that's going to be in just a month. Maybe it's going to take a few months for you to get into a healthier mindset when it comes to how you perceive yourself. So I think wait for winter. The Queen of Winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. That message comes across quite loud, like kind of like screaming at me a little bit, because I feel like you need to work on your intention right now, which is getting yourself into a better mindset. Like work on your intention, improve how you see yourself, and I think then that will improve your intentions as well. And I feel like once you are in a much better energy, much better individual energy, I think it will put you in in an energy that make you understand what are your intentions with the things that you're trying to manifest, and you will be able to see how is this going to serve me to my highest good. And I think that is when things will start rolling and you will feel like you are able to manifest all of the desires that you want in your life. So definitely start baby steps. Okay, start with a small good affirmation for yourself, inner child healing, and then build up your energy from there. Listen to your intuition, build your intuition from there. And then I think once that has passed, I think that is when you will start being able to understand your intention and how it will serve you to your highest good. And that is when you will be in the energy where maybe it will be easier for you to manifest your desires. And then another one is magical blessings. Whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairy says you can bless others too. So that means whatever that you're going through right now, especially healing your inner child, just know that the universe is blessing you and encouraging you to heal your inner child. Doesn't matter if you believe in a particular religion or if you're just spiritual by nature. It's anything. It really doesn't matter if you believe in a specific organized religion or if you are just believe in the power of the universe. Just whatever works for you, just know that the universe or your God or gods are helping you to get through this. But of course, you have to be able to allow it to enter your life and receive it, and then allow it to help you, to guide you out of this trickery mindset. Okay. All right. Group 3, I think that is all the message that I have for you. I hope most of the messages here are like resonate with you, or at least some of it resonate with you. If you feel like there are someone in your life that could benefit from this reading, then definitely share this video with them. If you enjoy this video, do give it a thumbs up. If you have anything additional to say, then you can add it in the comments. If you want to see more video from me, then do consider subscribing to this channel. Other than that, I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you again in the future. Bye, Group 3. Hi there, Group 4. Welcome to your reading for June 2022. These are your oracle card that I pre-shuffled just to save time, but we will also be using the Wonderland Tarot deck to look at different aspects of your life for June, and we will finish off the reading with a little, like one more oracle card. But before I start, just a reminder to use your intuition for this type of reading, because obviously it is not a one-to-one reading, it is a general reading. So some of the messages here will resonate, some of the messages will not resonate. So this is where I ask you to use your intuition in deciding which messages are for you and which messages are not for you, and only take the one that you feel is relevant to you. Okay. All right. So coming back to the reading itself, if you chose the red Jasper, then this is going to be your reading for your June of 2022. The stone is not focusing, isn't it? It is. So sort of not. Okay. But it's a red Jasper. You saw it in the intro, I hope. But yeah, for June 2022, I'm not so much doing prediction, but I am more doing messages, advice, or things that you need to keep in mind for the month of June. Sometimes with those messages, there might be some prediction just in order for you to be able to understand the message that's coming through. So I guess we will see what cards that you get. So let's look at this general energy first for you. You are the only pile that got 2 of this card. Every other pile got only 1. So there's a little bit of special cards for you. So the first card that you have for your month of June, the general energy, is the Star card. Okay. So, and then for this card, you have the Soulmate. So the color red refers to the root chakra. Oh, and this is also a red Jasper. So root chakra might be an important chakra for you to pay attention to this month. And then we also have 2 of this, which is Inanna. I hope I pronounced that right. Inanna with the message desire. So that is Inanna. If I'm not mistaken, this is a goddess from like a Sumerian goddess, I think. I hope I remember it correctly. And then you have Yemoja with the message of release. And I think she is a Yoruba goddess. So I like how we have let me adjust the cards a little bit. I like how we have almost like similar color scheme where we have a lot of reds, a lot of yellows, a lot of blues as well. And I like how we have like the star card, and then on this Yemoja card, you have the moon at the back. So moon and stars. The night time might be the time of the day that like the time that you find most peace, maybe, or maybe you really maybe you're more of a night owl, something like that. But okay, let's talk about the general energy of the month. So with the star card being here, I feel like you are I feel like this is like a confirmation of you being on a right track of manifesting what you desire, especially with the desire card and release being here as well. I feel like there's that confirmation of you are on a right track. It's not necessarily saying that you will be manifesting it in June, but you might see progress, or you might, or just a confirmation that continue doing what you're doing because it's working. Okay. And then with the soulmate being here, for some of you, it could relate to a romantic partner. But I think it could also relate to like your soul family. Like soulmate doesn't necessarily mean romantic partner. So it can actually be a friend, family member. It can even be your pet. That's going to be significant in helping you throughout this month, or being there for you in this month. And then if you notice that this card also have the third eye opening up. So maybe the month of June is also about you not just paying attention to the root chakra, because this is a root chakra card, but also paying attention to your third eye. Okay, paying attention to your third eye, paying attention to your intuition, paying attention to the inner work of yourself, okay, in helping you with what you're trying to manifest or understanding your desire. Apart from that, I'm also hearing a message of don't try to control the outcome of what you're trying to manifest, or don't try to control the how of how your desire is going to be manifested. Release it. Okay, so understand what you want to desire, like what you desire, understand why you want that, like why those desires exist, understand the very core purpose of this desire and how it will make your life better. Understand it, ask for it, and then release it. Don't try to control how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, in what way it will show up in your life. So don't try to control that. Just acknowledge the desire that you want, acknowledge the things that you're trying to manifest, and then after that, release, allow the universe to bring it to you when the time is right, in the way that is the best for you, in whatever outcome that will serve you to your highest good. Now, this is going to be very difficult to do if you are a control freak. If you have always been wanting to control the outcome, this is going to be difficult for you to do. But when it comes to manifestation, the more you try to control the outcome, the longer it will take for the manifestation to come true. So I think it's very important that you pay attention to what you want, which is very important, but at the same time, don't try to control it, release it, allow it to happen in a way that it's supposed to happen when it's supposed to happen. So there's a message here confirming that you are on the right track in manifesting whatever that you want to manifest. So maybe you're trying to manifest a certain job. Maybe you try to manifest a certain house, or maybe you try to manifest a certain type of relationship, or maybe you try to manifest a certain type of opportunity that can help get you somewhere. Or maybe you're planning to migrate to a different country, or maybe you want to travel somewhere, or maybe you're trying to win a competition or something like that. I feel like there is a lot of things, or there are very specific things that you're trying to manifest, and the message here is that you are on the right track. You already know, or you still looking for what it is that you desire and why do you desire it, and you need to release it. And then if you need help, then you can refer to your soulmate, whoever that may be. Could be your friend, could be your pet, could be your family, could be your partner, your romantic partner, and for emotional support. So whenever you feel like you start to doubt yourself, like you start to doubt your own progress, then maybe this particular soulmate in your life can help you to not give up on what exactly that you're trying to manifest. And then, of course, with the third eye opening here, I think there's also a strong message that don't just rely on your soulmate for that, but also listen to your intuition, on paying attention to your intuition, paying attention to your root chakra in helping you persevere through this. So that's like the general overview, like the general message that I'm seeing for the month of June. Now let's look at the different areas of your life. So we're going to look at three different aspects. Okay, so the first one is a relationship aspects of your life. So it could be romantic relationship, or it could just be any type of relationship, like friends, colleagues, family, with anyone. Okay, any type of connection that you have in your life. And we're going to see what are some of the messages or advice or things that you need to know in order to prepare yourself for the month of June. So we will be using the Wonderland Tarot for this. So I'm going to get like 2 cards for each aspect. Unless more cards fell out, then maybe there will be 3 cards. But I'm aiming for 2. And then we'll see, is there like a specific type of relationship that coming across, or is it more general? So let's see, for group 4, what is the messages that they need to know for their relationship in June? For group 4, what is the relationship advice or message that they need to know for June? Oops, okay. So the first one is Ace of Swords. And then the second one is Seven of Wands. Okay. I feel like for the month of June, there's a message of don't run away from difficult conversation. I don't know how many people will resonate with that, but there's a message of don't run away. Don't be conflict avoidant. That's another thing that I'm hearing. Don't be conflict avoidant. Don't run away from the difficult conversation with friends, with family, or anyone. And I think that you need to be willing to stand your ground. Let's say if there are disagreements of values or opinions, like let's say you believe a certain way, and then your friend or your family believe in something completely different. Now, you can have that conversation, especially if it affects you greatly. There's definitely an advice to have that Ace of Swords. That means to have that conversation to untangle or gain clarity of the situation. Don't just assume things. And at the same time, there's also the message of not letting people step on your head when you have this discussion. That means you need to be able to listen to what other people is saying, and you also need to be able to demand other people to listen to what you have to say, especially with the Seven of Wands being here. It's like defending your beliefs in a way. However, there's also a message here that don't defend your beliefs to a point where you are not able to become a good listener. So this is where the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Wands kind of like come in hand, where you need to have this difficult conversation, where you need to not avoid the conflict. You actually need to talk it out. You actually need to discuss it. You need to resolve the conflicts. That's the whole purpose of this Ace of Swords. However, at the same time, you need, as much as you need to be a good listener, but you also need to make sure that people are not stepping over you in just expecting you to just follow whatever that they want and not give you a chance to say what you have to say and be understood. So there is that element in the aspect of your relationship. So I'm sure you will know which relationship in your life. So it could be with your family, it could be with your friends, it could be with your colleagues, your lover. So whoever it is, that let's say it is something that has been there since like last month or throughout of the year, maybe from the start of 2022, maybe that there's always the same conflict that arises, but because you have been avoiding it, it's like it's coming back and it's coming back and it's coming back. It's like the universe is asking you to resolve this, talk it out, gain clarity, clear up this conflict. So as long as you're avoiding it, they're just going to keep pushing it back to you. So I think it's very important to finally make a decision to stop avoiding this conflict. No other way around it other than to sit down and have a heart-to-heart and to clear out the mind. So that means to gain mental clarity, you need to have an honest conversation. No matter how difficult it is something that needs to be done. However, it's very important that both or all, in case there are more than two parties that are involved, will be able to listen, to understand, and also speak their truth. I think this is a very important thing. Like they need to be able to safely express what is their opinion, what is their beliefs, and all of those things. So make sure that everyone is in this understanding of that, okay, we need to make sure everyone has the chance to speak their truth, be understood, and also try to clear out any misunderstanding or any conflicts that is present in the connection. So I'm hearing that for the relationship aspect. So whatever relationship that is in your life, know that
you cannot avoid the conflict forever. It needs to be resolved. You cannot just sweep things under the rug, because then it's going to come back 10 times bigger and the argument is going to be worse, and it's just going to be an explosive argument that's going to cause a lot more damage to a lot more people. So I think it's very important that you sit down, listen, and also be understood. So that means try to gain clarity of the situation, but without letting other people step on you, without without you being able to say what you have to say. So I think that is very important, a very important message for the relationship aspect of your June. Now let's look at your career and study. So the second aspect that we're going to be looking at is your career and your studies. So you might be studying, you might be working, or you might be studying and working at the same time. So whichever that's applied to you. So I'll try to fit it for everyone. So let's see, for June 2022, what messages will be important for group 4? What messages will be important for group 4? See if we can get one more card. Okay. So the first one is Page of Cups. And another one is Two of Cups. So there might be someone new in your workplace or your uni or your college. It doesn't feel like a boss though. It feels like either a junior or someone equal to you, but it doesn't feel like a senior and it doesn't feel like a boss. Mainly because Page have a very young energy. So I feel like, and I'm not saying young in terms of age. This person could be older than you, but they just have a younger energy or a younger role in your career or in your study. So it could be a junior or it could be a new colleague. So I feel like this, whoever this is, I'm sure you will know or you will know in June. I feel like you and this classmates or colleagues will get along very well. Of course, this is a career and studies area. It's not relationship area, but I feel like they're going to make your job or studies feels a lot more fulfilling in a way. It's like they are offering you, you see like how this page here is offering, even though it's a hat, but it's in a deck, it's basically a Page of Cups. It's like this person is offering you this emotional cup, but not necessarily in a romantic way. It can be in a professional way, just offering you things that can make your studies feel more worthwhile or makes your workplace feel more worthwhile. So it really depends, and it really depends on how the vibe is. So you will know how to apply this in your college, uni, workplace, in your office and all of that. And I feel like it will make you, it will give that union. You know what? For some of you, I just heard this. For some of you, this particular Page of Cups might actually be like a soul family, like a soulmate that you're about to meet or you just recently met, that you get along with very well. Like I said, soulmate doesn't mean romantic. So it could be like someone that come into your college, uni, or your office, and suddenly you click very well, you get along very well. The energy feels very familiar with this person, even though it's a new person, and it just gives you that union, that emotional union that makes you feel like a lot better at work or a lot better in college or uni, that makes studying feels better in a way, or working feels better. Like yes, like you still have challenges, you still have some obstacles that you have to deal with, but now you know, like there's someone like a new person that comes in, or a younger or a fresher person that comes in that can offer you that emotional support for you. And I think that can help, that's where the Two of Cups comes in, where you and this person is just feels like you just have this new very meaningful connection in that comes into your life, that you can really bond with, that just feels like everything works well, and that makes it feels like work is feels a lot more manageable now, or studies feels a lot more manageable now in comparison to before you met this person. So I feel like your connection with these colleagues or these classmates is going to grow in a very positive direction, because it's going to show you, or they, or he or she will show you or give you the emotional support that you need. And I think that that allows you to do the same to them. So you can be a really good emotional support for each other. You encourage each other to do well in their studies or at their work. And then it will be like a new, it will make whatever environment that you're in your college and in your uni or in your office feels a lot better, because now it feels like there's this fresh energy that brings a lot of love into your life, and and makes everything feels a lot more manageable. So I think that's a very good thing that is coming into the career / studies aspect of your life for June 2022. So the final part that I'm going to look at is your well-being. Okay, so it could be any type of well-being. It could be physical well-being, emotional well-being, mental well-being, and spiritual well-being. So we'll see how it is when we get the card. So let's see for group 4, what message do they need to hear? Oops. Okay, so we have the Lovers and Two of Swords. Okay. So we have the Lovers card coming out in your well-being, and also the Two of Swords. So I feel like this well-being aspect kind of like comes back to the general energy of June for your June 2022. Let me make sure all of the cards are in the frame. Okay. So with the Lovers being here, it could be referring to your soulmate. It could, if that resonates to you, or if that's relevant to you, that it could very well relate to that, or it could really be a soul family, or it could really be someone that have a very strong connection with you, that makes you understand your desire. Or it could be you understanding the desire as well, because we did talk about how you are on the right track in manifesting what you're trying to manifest in life. And I feel like for some of you, you might, because I did mention just now, some of you might be a control freak, or you might have a problem with being a control freak. And I guess this is where the Two of Swords coming in, where you couldn't decide, like you feel like, how am I supposed to let things go? I don't have enough information on how things will happen. And how do I let that go? How do I choose to let go without knowing what will happen? Like, how will I know it will come back? So, there's like a lot of doubt in letting go. Like, you have a problem releasing because you keep on questioning on whether or not it will come back to you if you let go. And I think there's this message of, if it's meant for you, it's going to come back. If it's not meant for you, something better will come. So I know I have this problem too, where I want, this like I'm a control freak as well. Like, I have that problem. I'm it's still a work in progress. I think I'm better at it now than like last year, but I used to have this problem of wanting to control the outcome to the point of micromanaging how it needs to happen. And obviously when I'm like that, anything that I want to manifest never really happen. And it's so frustrating, and it feels like the universe is against me. But the idea is to let the universe do what the universe needs to do. So you need to have a lot of faith. You need to learn how to have a lot of faith. You need to understand that what is meant for you will come back to you. If it's not meant for you, that means there is something else waiting for you. But as long as you are not able to let go, as long as you are not able to release, the thing that is supposed to come into your life will never be able to come, because you are not making the space in your life for it to come, because you keep on holding on to this idea that you already make in your head that, oh, I need this to happen, you know, I need this to happen now, I need this to happen this way. So I think that is very, very important that you learn, that you have to learn how to release. It's easier said than done, for sure. But you have to learn. You have to know that if it doesn't happen the way I want it to happen, it means that there's something better coming, something that I'm not seeing, but the universe already bringing it for me. So it's about knowing that what you desire is about understanding why exactly you desire that certain thing, and desire that thing instead. So let's say, for example, let's say you had, okay, let's say you met someone. Okay, so let's say you met someone. Let's call this person Tweedledee, because I see it. So let's say you met this person called Tweedledee, and then you've had a really good time with Tweedledee, and the memories that you made is really, really meaningful, really, really precious to you. And you've never been happier with Tweedledee. And then let's say Tweedledee left, okay? For whatever reason, it could be Tweedledee ended the connection, or the Tweedledee say that I have other things I need to work on right now, so we have to end this connection, or I'm moving countries, or I'm leaving. For whatever reason, Tweedledee now is out of your life. So suddenly you feel like, I'm going to manifest Tweedledee back into my life. I want Tweedledee back. I want Tweedledee to come back into my life. So you're focusing on manifesting Tweedledee back into your life. However, the desire card here might actually be focusing on, why exactly do you want Tweedledee to come back? Maybe it's not exactly Tweedledee that you want. Maybe it's the connection that you had with Tweedledee. Maybe you want this feeling of being wanted. Maybe you want this feeling of being seen and understood and being looked at as equal, or to have someone that can meet your needs in a relationship. Maybe that is what you want. Maybe it's not Tweedledee that you want. It's just that because you experience it with Tweedledee, so you asking for Tweedledee, but actually that's not what, but Tweedledee is not the one that you want. Tweedledee is just the person that you experience it with. So what you want is actually a healthy connection where someone meets your need, where you feel loved, where you feel seen, where you feel understood, and you feel like you are motivated to be a better version of yourself, so you can help your partner as well to be a better version of themselves. So maybe that's the desire, not Tweedledee. It's the desire of that kind of connection. So the message here is, instead of trying to manifest Tweedledee, you try to manifest that connection instead. You try to manifest that healthy connection instead. So who knows? Maybe there's another person called Tweedledum that's going to come in and give you that connection, the exact connection that you want, if not better. So that is what it means by releasing. That means releasing this idea of wanting Tweedledee to come in because of this belief that I can only have this with Tweedledee. Believe that you can have this connection with Tweedledee or with someone better. Okay, so instead of trying to manifest Tweedledee, you try to manifest the connection, this healthy connection that you experience. That is the thing that you desire, and then release Tweedledee. If he or she or they supposed to come back into your life, they will, and then you will be reunited again. But if there's someone better, let's say Tweedledum, that comes into your life, and then can provide you what you want or better, then that means it's a win for you as well. So regardless if Tweedledee or Tweedledum that come into your life, you will win regardless, but you need to release the desire to control the outcome of what exactly and how exactly and when exactly is coming. You need to let the universe bring what is the best for you or what will serve you to your highest good. And I think this is what this well-being is focusing on, is more on your spiritual well-being actually, to understand your desire, understand what brings passion into your life, and stop worrying about how it's going to happen. Stop worrying about, if I let this go, I'm not going to get it. If you have that in your mind, then of course it's not going to happen. You have to release, you have to believe that you will get that is going to serve you to your highest good. So believe that, have that mentality or have that belief system when it comes to your manifestation. All right, we're going to finish off your reading with oracle card. So this is the oracle of the fairies. It could be additional message based on whatever that have been mentioned in this reading, or it could just be a completely new advice to keep in mind throughout the whole month. I guess we will see. I will try to get this one card, unless more than one card comes out, then maybe you get two. But let's see, for group 4, what is final message or messages that they need to hear for the month of June? For the month of June, what is the final message that they need to hear? Okay, temptation. Are you in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? The fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its guise. So this is the card. And then that is the message. If you want to read it, you can pause it. Okay, but this is the temptation card. So you have the fairy there with a snake on the tree. Is it? How blurry is it? No, it's not focusing. It's not focusing very well. Sorry. Okay. So this could be like literally temptation. But when I was reading this, what I hear in my head was that release the temptation of wanting to control the outcome. like your guides is definitely screaming this at you right now, saying that release the temptation of wanting to control the outcome. Release the denial that you have, that you can only have this a specific way in order for you to be happy, because there's more than one ways for you to be happy. Release the temptation of wanting to control or micromanage the universe. Release the feeling of guilt that you feel for wanting a certain thing or desiring a certain outcome. Know that, realize like what is the desire that you want exactly, and why do you have this desire, and don't feel guilty for wanting it. Okay, don't feel guilty for wanting it. You can manifest it. You can have happiness. If it's going to bring you joy, then manifest it. But of course, you need to release the temptation of micromanaging the universe. You need to let the universe do what is the best for you. Things will happen the way it's supposed to happen, when it's supposed to happen. It doesn't work on your clock. If you want to happen, if you want it to happen sooner, but the universe say you still have a lot of things to learn before you can have this, then guess what? You're going to have to continue to learn lessons until you have enough maturity or enough growth that can allow you to be at a level of energy that can allow this manifestation to come in. So release the desire to control, focus on your own healing. And once you focus on your own healing, it will help improve your energy to help open up more space for you to bring in more of the things that you're trying to manifest. So that is basically what I'm seeing for you, group 4. So I hope some of the messages here resonate with you, if not most of it. If you feel like there is anyone that can benefit from this reading, definitely share the video with them. If you feel like you'll enjoy this video, then consider giving it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos from me, then consider subscribing to this channel. Okay, group 4, that is all the message that I have for you. I hope that you had a great June coming up, and I wish you all the best and hope to see you again next time. Bye.